Hello everyone, welcome back to another episode of What's It Like?
Yep.
The show where we ask one big question and some more after that. And today I'm joined by Daniel yet again.
Yep.
Say hi, Daniel.
Hey.
And today we're talking about finances. For today's big question, I'll be asking Daniel, what's it like being financially stable at 23?
It's hard.
Oh yeah.
Really hard.
Very, very hard. Quite an accomplishment though, so I do gotta hand it to you.
Thanks.
So for our background question, what do you currently do as your career right now?
So I work in local government and communications. So I do like outreach plans. I manage our website, do graphic design, stuff like that.
Gotcha. Now that we got that out of the way, when did you start being financially minded?
When I was around 18, my oldest sister gave me a book. So I try to learn from my sisters because I basically do like anything that they didn't. So she gave me a book called Rich Dad, Poor Dad. I forgot the name of the author, but it's a good book because it taught me a lot about like thinking like about money differently.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
What kind of things did the book teach you that you kind of applied to your life now?
Yeah, it made me think a lot about how a lot of people work for money, but you should have money work for you. Yeah.
We'll get into how money works for him in a bit. What kind of things did you do to save money when you became more financially minded?
So I was working a lot, but I found a really good job as a recreation leader. So working for like summer camps and stuff like that. I'm from San Jose, so rec leaders, they make around like $20 to like $22, $23 an hour.
And was that part-time?
Yeah, and it was part-time, so it was pretty good money. So I was working while I was in college, and I would pay for things right away. So right out of college, I paid for all my loans. That was my like main focus and stuff like that.
So you had student loans?
Yeah, I had a few student loans, not too many, but I was able to pay for the bulk of my college and stuff like that out of pocket.
Nice.
Yeah, and that's all because like just saving and just like knowing like where your money is going and stuff like that.
Exactly. So back to your job. So did that job kind of carry you into your next job?
Yeah, so I never thought I would be in local government. So just background, like I was an advertising major in college, so I thought I would work in like agencies, like just like doing like cool commercials for like cars, because that's all we see now.
Yeah.
But there was a need in government, so I was like, okay, yeah. Just rolled with it.
So you transitioned from rec leader to what you're doing now?
Yeah, I mean, it was all about connections. So my boss at the time really liked me. And so she got me connected to like meeting other people in government and stuff like that. And yeah, I worked in that stuff. Yeah.
That's cool. That's cool. The local government's like a good place to start because would you say that there's a lot of room to grow?
Yeah, I mean, there was a lot of room to grow. I think for each person, it's really different when trying to find your career and stuff like that. And I could confidently say that I found my dream job, like the dream career path and stuff like that. Yeah.
Wow. Not many people can say that at this age.
Yeah, I mean, like, I don't know. I feel like I have so much luck. Like I just get lucky, and I just like, you have to really love what you do, and that's where, and then money will follow afterwards.
Coming back to that last episode, if you didn't watch it. What kind of things do you do to stay on top of all of your finances?
So I love Excel sheets. So instead of advertising, I was actually a computer science major. So I changed majors in college, but I discovered that I didn't need to do math in college. So I was like, bye math. But I secretly do love math. I
do love math.
I love math. Yeah. I love Excel. I put my pay stub like item by item in an Excel sheet, and then in another sheet I put like how much money I have, what I'm saving for, my bills, my expenses and stuff like that, and I calculate that and I look ahead.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Very good practice, honestly. I really think I should probably get into that myself.
And it's just helpful to have like apps for things. Like I have a Clarity app which tells me if like I'm spending on stuff that I don't need to spend on.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and then for my banks, like they're pretty intuitive in showing like where your money's going and stuff.
For that app, like, do you kind of have to input everything, like what you're spending?
You put in your credit cards and stuff like that.
Oh, so it connects to your bank and it just tells you?
Yep.
Oh, that's pretty sick.
Yeah.
All right.
Plug.
Let's get a sponsor going.
Yeah.
So I know you're doing pretty good for yourself right now, but what measures do you take to give yourself peace of mind for the future?
For the future?
Mm-hmm.
So when I do those Excel sheets, I only give like myself an hour of time to like really think about money. And what gives me peace of mind is like really looking ahead. So fleshing out what my next like few months are gonna look like, it kind of helps just thinking about that in that 1 hour that I have bi-weekly. I don't even think about it a lot. But yeah, in the Excel sheet, I also have money that goes into investments and stuff like that.
Okay.
Too. And like my retirement and looking ahead in the future.
So more specifically, what kind of investing do you do?
I do exchange traded funds, ETFs. So those are kind of like, it's really cool. They're like automated, like robots looking at like trends in the market for you and stuff like that. So it's really easy. The ETF that I have, because I just put a percentage of like what I want in stocks and what I want in bonds.
So like auto investing pretty much.
Yeah. And so stocks, since we're so young, it's really good to invest in stocks now because they're so volatile and they change a lot. But as you get older, you want to invest in bonds because they're more stable.
Gotcha. And I know that there's other things that are like that. Like for example, I use Acorns. So what I do with that is like it automatically withdraws money from my bank account and automatically invests it for me, and I don't even have to like look at it. So that's another way to do that. I know you have a Roth IRA too. Do you want to go into more detail about what that is?
Yeah, so there's what an IRA is an individual retirement account. And so there's two main kinds that people do. So there's Roth and there's 401k, which is the common one that a lot of people have. And so what's the difference? So Roth, basically you get taxed first, and then for a 401k you get taxed afterwards. So basically when you take out your money when you retire, you get taxed for that for a 401k, whereas in a Roth IRA, when you take it out, that's the money you get.
For the Roth IRA, do they automatically deduct from your salary pretty much?
Yeah. So I have a Roth IRA with my work, and I also have one individually through my ETF. I just have it automated where it just takes money from my checking account and stuff like that.
Gotcha.
For the individual one, but for the one at work, it already takes money out of my pay stub.
Cool. Do you have credit cards, and do you use them?
Yes, I do, and yes, I do.
So for credit cards, how much do you like use?
Yeah, so the rule of thumb for your credit card is you should only spend 20 to 30% of your credit card, of your credit limit, I mean. And so actually I have two credit cards, one that I opened up in high school, so it's good to have like credit cards as long as possible to show that like
you want to build credit as early as possible.
As early, yeah. And then the second one I opened up when I got my first job, just so that I could get like travel points and stuff like that.
Cool. Yeah. And for those cards, do you usually leave some balance on them and pay interest or no?
Yeah, so I just like I said, I just leave at below 20 to 30%. And so it's good to have a little bit of money in your credit cards, for my opinion. Well, it's been good for me because my credit score is pretty good still. To show that like you're willing to pay back somebody. Basically, it's like how honest are you?
Yeah, it shows your consistency to the banks.
Yeah.
For me personally, I pay them in full every month, and so they're zeroed out. And for me that works, and I have a good credit score as well. So whichever way, as long as you show the banks that you're consistent in paying them back the money that you technically don't have,
it's not yours.
Yeah, it'll attribute well to your credit score.
Yeah, don't ever max out your cards.
Dude, people stress me out. Like, I don't understand. I mean, in some cases, obviously, if you're in a bad spot and you have that and you need the money, then go ahead. But if you're just like spending it and not paying it back, like, what the hell are you doing? Yeah. Oh my God, I have this crazy story. My friend told me. Yeah. So you know how like on Wells Fargo or whatever, it shows you that you have that much money. They didn't know that you had to just like pay it back on their credit card.
No.
So like over a few months, they had like 10,000 in debt, and they didn't even know. It was like, oh, okay, I have $2,500 to spend this month. I was like, what? Dude, like, oh, that just stresses me out.
10,000 in debt.
That's not how it works, people. That's not how it works. Come on. So being so financially conscious, how does it positively affect your life?
a lot of people stress over money, so I try not to think about it. So like I said, I just give myself like 1 hour into every 2 weeks to think about it. You have like apps now that like alert you when like things are going wrong. So I mean, the peace of mind is just, you know, like investing the time in like really like doing your research and thinking about it and stuff like that. Like I did my research like early on, so then like things kind of just flowed like afterwards. And I had the privilege of like just having like people to look up to. I think a part of being financially stable or reaching financial stability is just listening, like being a good listener and like following advice when you ask for it and stuff.
Definitely, yeah. After I met Daniel, I became way more financially conscious. Like I didn't even know about investing or, you know, investing in like your Roth IRA, your 401k. But now that I know, I know.
Yeah, you gotta know what your goals are. Like for me, like I'm putting money into retirement because I don't want to work forever. I want to retire by 50.
By 50, that's a really good goal.
And I know what I want to spend my money on, which is mostly travel. I like to go to places. You just got to know what you want, basically.
Definitely. Lastly, do you have any advice for anybody out there who may want to follow in your footsteps and become more financially minded?
I mean, yeah, you have your good days and you have your bad. I mean, I even though I'm like financially stable like now, I mean, I don't know how that's gonna go in the next few weeks or months and stuff like that. But I think really just like taking the time to be brave enough to look into it, not be afraid of money. Like I said in the beginning, like you have to make money work for you, because if you're working for money and if you're like slaving for a paycheck and stuff like that, like that's gonna suck, you know. You want to have fun and just like be able to spend what you want to spend on, you know.
Like giving yourself that peace of mind will help you not think about money so that you can just focus on having fun in your life. And I think the biggest points are start as early as possible and also be future minded, because you never know when things may go bad. So putting that money aside to invest in your future will give you that stability to carry you through your life.
Yeah, you got to think about it now. Yeah. Start now. Start today.
Do what the man says.
Yeah.
Very good example. All right, well, that about wraps it up for this episode. Do you want to plug any of your social medias?
You can follow me on Twitter, Instagram, at DynomanDaniel.
All right, and all those links will be in the description below. As always, thank you again, Daniel, for being on the show. Really appreciate it.
It's fun.
Thank you. And with that, let's send it over to the transition. Hello everyone, thank you so much for watching another episode of What's It Like. If you enjoyed it, please leave a like and subscribe for more content just like this. And if you have any ideas for any topics that you'd like to hear talked about, feel free to leave them in the comment section down below. All right, until next time.